3 months ago, I got dropped off at SFO to head to Australia. I was sad to be leaving my family and my friends from high school. Admittedly, I was a little nervous, and I didn't know what the future had in store for me. While waiting for the flight to Sydney, I spotted some fellow NUin students, and they seemed to be just as anxious as I was. When we finally landed in Sydney and drove to Urban Nest, our new home, I was exhausted. My roommate, Sol, seemed nice, and we embarked on a grocery shopping adventure. What were we supposed to buy? What was the appropriate vegetable to butter ratio? These questions baffled us. When classes started, I began to feel pretty overwhelmed, and then I found out they were pass-fail. I was thrilled to have a lot of free time that I could spend exploring the beautiful city. My favorite things to do included reading at cafes in Glebe and Surrey Hills, experiencing nightlife with my new friends, and watching the sunrise at Circular Quay. My team won the Sydney version of Husky Hunt, a 4-hour-long scavenger hunt spanning across the entire city. My service learning project was one of the highlights of my semester. Each Wednesday, I went to the Darlington Public School to tutor 5th and 6th grade students and help them write stories about Aboriginal Australia. I worked with 2 5th grade girls, Sandy and Annabelle, in the first hour, and a 6th grade boy and girl, Owen and Caitlin, in the second hour. Each kid had a very unique personality, and I had to adapt my tutoring style to fit their specific needs. I spent a good amount of time training for my first half marathon, which I ran in mid-September. I had to wake up at 4 a.m. to make the 6 o'clock start, but it was worth it. The Harbour Bridge and other roads were blocked off from traffic, and morale and camaraderie were high among the 8,500 runners. After a stressful volunteering session at the City to Surf race in August, I really appreciated the volunteers at the half marathon. About a month into the semester, the NUin Sydney group took a trip to Melbourne to visit fellow Northeastern students. We were only there for a couple days, but still had a great time watching a footy game and seeing more of Australia. Over spring break, some of my friends and I went to Bali. We visited a few temples and got tackled by monkeys. It was cool, but I was excited to get back to Sydney, my new home. I've definitely grown during my time in Sydney. I've become much more independent and confident. I feel like I'm really starting to blossom into my own person, and I can cook and do laundry. Before I came to Australia, I didn't know what to expect out of my NUin experience, but I'm so glad I chose to go for it. Starting school in Boston in January is intimidating, but with the life skills and confidence I've developed here in Sydney, I know it will be a blast.